morning, children. Today we're going to talk about the book of Daniel. And there's awesome stories in this, all right? Now, God had warned the people. He said, you guys need to stop worshiping idols. They did not bring you into this beautiful land. I did. And this is not good for you. But they would not listen. They kept saying no. So God said, okay, time out. So they had to go to Babylon for a while. But God said, I will bring you back because I love you so much. Well, Daniel and his friends were part of the group that had to go to the palace because the king wanted to teach them his ways. So he changed their language. He began to teach them his language. He put them in a Babylonian school, and he even changed their names. Well, when Daniel saw the food that they were supposed to eat, he said, oh, please, I can't eat that food. That is not what God wants me to eat. Now, this is the Old Testament before Jesus, so we can eat whatever we want now as long as we tell him thank you. But during this time, Daniel said no. And so the man said, but Daniel, if you don't eat that food, don't you realize the king will look at you and see you all skinny and he'll think I ate your meat and I could die. And Daniel said, oh, I don't want that to happen to you. Okay, give me 10 days, all right? And at the end of 10 days, see if I don't look stronger. Well, guess what? At the end of 10 days, the king goes, wow, you are so strong. Because did you know, friends, that when you honor God, he will honor you, and he made him stronger above everyone else. Well, I want to tell you a little bit about a test. A test is for you. A lot of people don't like tests, but they're for you. They'll show you what you know and what you need to work on. And then you can go to kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. So tests are very important so you can get to the next class. Well, the king of Babylon had a dream, and it was an awesome dream, but he couldn't remember it when he woke up. He said, wait a minute, that was the greatest dream of my life, and I can't even remember it. So he brought in all the wise men, and he told them, I had a dream, and I need you to tell me what it is. And they said, great, tell us what your dream is. And he said, well, I don't remember it, so you have to tell me that part, and then tell me what it means. And they went, what? I can't tell you what we can't tell you what you dreamed. Only a God can do that. And he said, I've been paying you good money all this time. You said you're talking to the gods. And you know what? That means you're not, because you need to ask him then what I dreamed, and then you ask him what it means. And they go, we can't. All this time I've been wasting my money. You guys are dead. Oh my goodness. So he sent out an order that all had to die. Now Daniel was part of that group. So when they were grabbing Daniel out, he goes, why do we have to die so quick? What's going on? And they told Daniel what it was. So he went to the king. And he said, King, will you give me some time? And the king said, sure, I'll give you time. So he went to his friends, Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael. And he talked to them. He said, listen, guys, he is God of heaven. He knows everything. If it's dark or if it's light, it's the same to him. So let's go ask God so we don't have to die with the others. So they prayed and they said, oh, Lord, show us, show us. And in their heart, God told them the dream. So they ran to the king. Actually, Daniel ran to the king. And Daniel said, oh, king, I know what your dream is. You dreamed of a big statue, didn't you? And he goes, yes, I did. And he said, your kingdom is going to be the head of gold. And there's going to be another kingdom after you, and another one, and another one, and another one. Then a great big rock out of heaven is going to crash the whole thing. And guess what? God's kingdom is going to be here. And he went, oh, wow, you do know the gods, because he didn't know the true and living God yet. And he said, you get to be my top guy. So Daniel saved all the king's men, and he was the top guy who went all over the country and did what needed to be done. So he had Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah as the leaders. Well, shortly after that, the king decided to make a great big statue. And he didn't make just a head of gold. He made the whole thing gold. And he said, leaders, when I have the music played, I want every one of you to bow down to this idol. Now, because Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were leaders now, guess what? They were going to have to bow down. But they loved and believed in the living God. Now, Hananiah's name means grace of mercy and gifts from God. And Mishael's name means there is none like God. And Azariah means who the Lord helps. But their names had been changed to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, these guys refused to bow down. They said, we are not bowing down to any God, but the true and living God, not an idol. Well, some men saw that, And they went and they told the king, and the king was very angry. He brought them and he said, listen, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I'm going to play the music again. And if you bow down, fine. Everything will be fine for you. But if you don't, I'm going to burn you in the fire. And this is what they said. We don't even have to think about it, king. We are going to obey God. You do whatever you choose. Throw us in the fire or don't throw us in the fire. That is up to you. But we have decided we will never bow. And you know what? Our God will deliver us. Now, when you say stuff like that, you know God's going to deliver you. That's called faith in God. That means you're expecting good. That means you believe the thoughts of God and the devil. Oh, you make the devil mad when you have faith in God. He wants you to be afraid all the time. He wants you to be scared, so he's always giving you bad thoughts to make you afraid. God doesn't love you. This horrible thing's going to happen to you all the time. But when you have faith in God, that's when the devil gets really mad. Well, the king was so angry, his face changed like a monster. And he said, 7 times hotter. That's what he said about the fire. Even though the fire would have still been hot, he was just trying to act like he was all in charge. Well, his strongest men bound up Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, and they threw them in the fire. Now, when they went into the fire, the flames reached out and got the king's men. So the king's men died, and they bowed, and they died. But God's men were thrown into the fire. And the king of Babylon said, oh my goodness, didn't I throw in 3 men? And then what do I say? 4 men. Oh, and he looks like the Son of God. Oh my goodness. And look, their ropes are, get him out, get him out. So when they came out, he said, how can you not even smell like smoke? Your God is amazing. He is a help. There is none like him. Look at this. And he got on his knees and he bowed before the King of God, of heaven. And he said, oh, you are awesome above all gods. So he's understanding a little more, isn't he? And he made a rule. Nobody can say one bad thing about their God. He is the Most High God. All right, so I want to give you guys a couple questions. 1, does God want you to trust and obey him? And 2, the devil has bad plans for you. He wants to give you bad thoughts. But what kind of plans and what kind of thoughts does God have for you? All right, now I love you so much, and I will see you soon, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.